Welcome.
Morning time's about 7 a.m.
I was watching Gypsy's latest van life video. All right. Sit down and please put your cell phone on vibrate mode. I yell, then I apologize, then I yell again. Some people really need those messages. Then there's going to be other white people that are watching the audience going, dude, you're yelling. Don't yell at me. I like you. I like you. You don't need to keep emailing me. Like if I say email me, it's not like an order. It helps to get non-comment section based emails at least once a week. Okay? At least once a week or at least once every 3 weeks or something. I'd like to hear from the audience. It's just that simple. It doesn't have to be the same person. It could be the universe going, now, Jessica, you are to send an email. Now, Sarah, who's been watching from Oregon or California, you've been watching for 10 years and you're not a new viewer. You have something to say. And it's really important that I hear from long time viewers. But people can come in, find me and go, I'm going to email this person and just tell him what I think. Now, I don't email other YouTubers that much myself, but I do leave comments. And I do ask people in comment sections to check me out, to come to my channel. And there's been lots of time spent in local groups and videos trying to get people to come to the channel. You know, where, say, there's a news report about human trafficking and some horrible story about things happening. So I'll go and I'll rant. We're going to read the email in a minute. I'll go and I'll rant. Man tased while trying to flee on foot. No money, no car, no friends, no job, no problem. If you control the inner, you'll control the outer. That's the latest from Sufi Realities. So maybe we'll take a look at that tonight. I noticed there weren't any likes on the video talking to the white man. So sometimes I get confused because I have a white audience. I mean, I feel like if it was somebody else, another channel, and I'm saying it calmly without yelling, you know, it would have a lot more views. And you need to look at this instead of being resistant to it. You need to be more scientific. Because artificial intelligence is robotics. And they can set up to promote white, black, and Hindu. And that's what YouTube does. Being aware of that isn't attacking nobody. I should not drink, but it helps to deal with the loneliness. Okay. I'm going to start reading his email. And then I may possibly read a few other emails. I never read things that I think are personal. If someone sends me something and it's super sensitive information, they should tell me that. I had a feeling that a certain somebody wasn't happy with me sharing his feelings of suicidal ideation, thinking about the Chinese invasion that's coming and the little robot dogs they might just stalk. You know, the way that he wrote was so well and good. He's probably unsubscribed by now. You know, because he thinks I'm a witch and he doesn't understand self-defense physically or powers of the mind. Everything is very, very limited and they're not content creators. They're not truthers, you know, so you got to be careful with modern day men because the world is not trying to teach them to be good men. Okay. But every now and again, you might come across a spiritual man or spiritual white man who is by himself. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason why the white man will have nothing to do with the white man. Or the mixed white man who's in the tan body, if he's spiritual. And if I was gangster and whatnot, evil and whatnot, and allowing people to lead me to evil, then there'd be more people around me. And when I was younger, there were. Okay. All right, let's read the email. I'm a big fan of your content. I listen in whenever I commute to work or have a chance to listen on the job. I think it's absurd how these people who proclaim to be on the right side of the spectrum politically have no issue with the U.S. spending billions of dollars on foreign military intervention. That's regardless of whether or not they harbor racist or hateful or Islamic views, Islamaphobic views. Yet, instead, choosing to direct their anger at reckless, drunken government spending. They direct their anger towards the victims of these wars, these interventionist wars, and their descendants in the, I'm not familiar with that word, diaspora. Maybe it's their double digit preventing them from realizing that hundreds of billions in military spending is funded by the Fed's QE, quantitative easing, which is inflating the assets of the wealthy, yet at the same time destroying the purchasing power of the savings and wages of men like me who are living mgtow, and especially us guys who rent and don't own real estate that acts as a hedge against inflation. I have a lot of sympathy for renters, of course. It's a dead-end situation. The U.S. just needs to manufacture another, he's being facetious, 2020 virus scenario to reinflate the bubble and restart the printing press / interest rates to negative real rates. Can they do that again? Will they? Is a new lockdown coming? Are you seeing the masks everywhere? More Fed government stimulus will only exacerbate wealth inequality and screw over poor single men the most. Ooh. Guys like us who do not benefit from preferential hiring like women who may either have an attractive appearance or a sexy minority status. Ooh, sexy minority status. Ooh, sexy hottie Latina. Ooh. I am considering asking out a Latina at a fast food restaurant. Stop saying where you're going. Okay. Yes, Dad. I asked her and looked her in the eyes, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? And she said, yeah. I'm going to get a date. I'm going to get a date. But this way, bro, don't speak more than a few seconds. I need to maybe consider the right videos on approaching women, but it's not a matter of using her, but going for the goal. You know what I mean? It's not just one thing and one thing on my mind. You know, I want to teach her, love her, but should I tell her at the beginning that I'm so good that I'll never hurt her? Or should I not say that and just be talking to her? And then take her to the park and then under the sun, the way it was intended to be. Make OnlyFans. Spiritual OnlyFans coming soon. Hell, someone's got to do it. Truth or porn. Each day that I don't look at it is a good day. Okay, so don't be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. More Fed government stimulus will only exacerbate wealth inequality. Okay, I'd never be able to break into the white collar world like them. I'd never be able to break into the white collar world like them. A cushy HR job is off limits to me since women are going to feel unsafe with a guy like me in the workforce. A guy like you. Like masculine or thinker. I'm basically relegated to blue collar work where I have to be around guys who drink, do drugs, or display primitive behavior. I was around that shit at the restaurant. I don't relate to the rainbow-haired left or the lower class MAGA chuds. Well, that's good to hear. I currently don't drink and haven't eaten pork products since 2007, and I started eating pork again too with a pizza. The pizza pulls me in, and then from there, what else did I eat that was pork? Not much. So I'm not perfect, and I'll admit that I fall. And knowing that there are Christian men, or Christian, Islamic, or just spiritual men that are avoiding the pig. I mean, it makes sense. As an artist who's stuck in a blue-collar job, I feel no connection to the majority of white men, yet are not accepted by minority men either. And then that could be because of the soul essence. That's what's going on here. And people that are reject can't necessarily accept each other either. Something really weird is going on with our energy. But I may qualify as fitting the definition of mgtow without necessarily aligning myself with the movement or internet subculture. All right. So all right. So there's nothing here that was personal, revealing, or anything like that. Okay. So I like that. I had an email. All right. All right. You don't have to jump through the hoops that I demanded and say this and say that. All is good. All is good. You brought up Islamophobia. People at least need to address it. Doesn't mean you got to like all the people. They're not the nicest folks. But, I don't want anything to happen to you because you're white, but you need to know that some people, they don't have any compassion for white people now, or black people, or definitely Arabs. And they have Arabs have very little to no compassion, and Hindus for like Afghans and other million. That was very clear recently. So, yeah, they need to open up their heart. And then an email comes in from Jihad Ali, completely spam. 100 subscribers are within your reach from Tube Boost. Thursday. Okay, I am sorry for the delay. And then when I have emails that I can identify as rude, they just go in the archive category to be examined later by clean hands. Have another psychic look at, the email and go, who's this guy? What's this? But for the most part, I don't get a lot of weird emails, and I appreciate that. I'd rather have 0 emails at all, zero, than a bunch of craziness. But I do like kindness because I suspect I'm human, and I'm not getting kindness from social media, right? So I don't know how right now at present to really function with social media. Don't know anything about successfully using dating websites or apps. Now I'm looking for an email that came from a person months ago. And then I started asking people to be a little bit more considerate regarding 9/11, stuff like that. And yeah, he took off, but he still watches on the Substack. Once you go overseas and you kill people and you're not remorseful, there's not really much hope for you. You can't really teach people remorse. It's not in their DNA. If they're willing to go over there to begin with, something's wrong with them, But I'm all about and willing to hear out spiritual men that are in the military, right? But I have not yet, all the years I've been doing stuff, came across one. Like if somebody hears me saying they're not spiritual, instead of having an attitude problem, tell me that you're spiritual. Tell me that life matters. Their refusal to do that is a red flag. Marshall McLuhan, Spiritual Vision for a Virtual Age. That is the headline here. All right. But how are you spiritual if you're nervous about discussing wars and shit? Not spiritual. So nice try, alienation. Anyways, he has an email there where he's talking about Portland. And Portlanders really are like a secret society. Like they would probably talk to each other, even if they're evil, before they talk to me. Like, oh yeah, I heard on this channel, someone's talking about you. Oh really? Well, you know what? How about fuck off? Don't come at me with your demon shit. I told you I don't like demons and shit. You know what I mean? And if people are going to be demonic, and be evil when clearly you know that I'm a 9/11 person, I'm going to hate you. If I know you're nervous about saying Afghan lives matter, it's necessary, you know? But then I have to be patient and psychic and realize other people can't say it because of some mental illness, you know? Yeah. I want to check that out.